Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. Before I get started with this video, I wanted to say thank you and also credit DayLife321 on Reddit for pointing this out. There are certain journalistic outlets that didn't feel like it would make sense to credit the person who actually pointed this out, so I just wanted to make sure that I give credit where credit is due on this channel. So this finding that he had is that Tesla will move up your delivery date by up to 4 months if you are willing to give them $12,000 for a beta feature that a lot of the time doesn't actually work, that you actually have to fight to get access to. And we're going to talk about that in this video with the Model Y. The Model Y is Tesla's crossover vehicle. It kind of looks like a Model 3 if it got stung by a bee. And this is the car. So as you see here, it says estimated delivery is September of 2022. However, if you scroll down and you pay an additional $12,000 for full self-driving, which is not full self-driving at all, when you add that $12,000, the estimated delivery time goes from September and it changes itself to May. So there is that incentive structure now for you to spend an additional $12,000, even though, again, it's the exact same hardware, exact same components, it's the exact same car. The only difference with full self-driving is, again, I despise calling it that for many reasons, is that you are getting a software update. So if you are willing to pay them for that software update, you will get the car 4 months early. Now, what do you get with full self-driving? Before we even discuss full self-driving, let's just go over what you get without paying for it. What most people refer to as Autopilot is a combination of two things. When you pull the gear stalk once, you get traffic-aware cruise control. So you get cruise control that will stop and start based on the car in front of you, and you can set the distance you wish to be from the car in front of you as well as the maximum speed. The next is auto steer. You pull the stalk a second time, and it will keep the car in its lane. The combination of traffic-aware cruise control and auto steer, which keeps you in your lane, is what most people refer to as, quote, autopilot, end quote. And honestly, it's not the worst feature in the world as long as you consider it to be something like safety assist rather than actually thinking of it as full self-driving. When you pay for full self-driving, there are two separate things that you're getting. The first is navigate on autopilot, where it will take you off onto certain exits. So let's say you're doing a 300-mile road trip. It's supposed to automatically take exits on the highway for you and turn into those exits. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes it gets scared and confused and goes to take the exit and then stops. Auto lane change, this actually does work. You hit the turn signal stalk and it will change lanes for you. Auto park sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Summon, not ever going to try this or even try it around anybody that I know, because I've never met somebody that felt comfortable using that feature, because, you know, if it runs over a kid in a parking lot, that's on you. Full self-driving computer, traffic light and stop sign control, where it will stop at a traffic light. Do keep in mind that this car will not only stop at red lights, it also stops at green lights because Tesla. And then there's the second section, which is coming soon. Auto steer on city streets. You need to have a 100 safety score, to my knowledge, to be able to utilize that feature. Even if you have a 100 safety score for a while, it really is kind of a coin flip as to whether or not you will actually get that feature. That is the feature that most people are paying $12,000 for. Everything that you see over here is pretty much worth maybe $200, $400 to most people. What they're really paying for is the ability to get this, which A, I will include links to down below, works horribly, and B, you don't actually get access to unless you have a perfect safety score and get chosen by whatever the hell algorithm they have, or, you know, whoever's picking a name out of a hat to get it. So at this point, I think they're realizing that this is fundamentally not a compelling feature to a lot of people for the reasons that I just said. However, if they're able to leverage that full self-driving to get you the car earlier, maybe you'll be willing to pay that fee. And even if you're not actually getting what you paid for, if we'll give you the car earlier, you know, maybe we'll move you to the front of the line, maybe you'll pay for something that doesn't actually work, and you'll pay $2,000 more than what it cost a few months ago for something that doesn't actually work, just that you can get the car sooner. And, you know, I'm kind of sad to imagine that this might actually work. There's probably people out there that will convince themselves, you know, I'm probably not going to use this. It's probably not even going to work for me, but I'll pay it just to get the car sooner. And this is kind of similar to what's going on with a lot of car dealerships right now, where you have car dealerships that are saying, you know, if you want the car right now instead of 6 months from now, pay us $15K over MSRP. And Tesla's always said without the dealership model, you're avoiding haggling, you're avoiding a lot of the aggravation of dealing with the dealership. And I do understand and I do agree there that it would be nice to be able to have a direct sales model and not have to deal with dealership nonsense. But in my opinion, this kind of seems like a slow push in the direction of what dealerships have been doing over the past year. I'm kind of curious what you all think. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of the fact that, again, literally the exact same car? However, if you remove this $12,000 feature that, again, most of you will never even get to use the main portion of it, because A, doesn't really work well, and B, you literally don't get access to it after you pay until you jump through a bunch of hoops. You will get the car 4 months later. Very curious to hear what you think. Let me know. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you learned something. And again, thank you and shout out to the Real Tesla subreddit, because that place gives me a laugh almost on a daily basis, and I enjoy reading through it with my morning tea. And thank you to Daylife 321 for pointing this out to everybody in that community.